In the 7th universe, currently in the 7th universe, more precisely in the Capsule Corporation, it was possible to see Vegeta sitting in a chair with a tablet in his hands reading the information about the martial arts of destruction that Granola had given him so that he could become more powerful and be able to face Frieza, and his new form called Black Frieza. While Vegeta was learning the new martial arts, guys, before continuing this epic story, leave your like and of course, if you want to help the channel even more, leave your super thanks and help the channel financially, and of course subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any news. Goku was near Bulma, who was creating an alternative version of the Dragon Radar that Goku would use to search for the 2 Dragon Balls to summon the Dragon Taranbo, the same dragon that Granola had previously used to stay more powerful. While Bulma created the new version of the Dragon Radar, Chi-Chi, Goku's wife, already knowing everything that was happening, prepared some things for Goku to take on the trip, since he would probably have to spend some time away from Earth to develop his new one, technique or martial art. But Goku knew that this power would be necessary to face Frieza and his new transformation, and according to Granola, this technique could be used together with the power of Ultra Instinct, and this would be very useful for Goku. Away from everyone, it was possible to see Beerus and Whis, who were eating some things calmly without worrying about anything at that moment. But soon an idea crossed Whis' mind that this idea could be very dangerous for everyone, especially Beerus. Whis said, "Mr. Beerus, I think it would be smart for us to go after the Super Dragon Balls because of Frieza," said the angel to his god of destruction, who was surprised and confused by Whis' speech. Beerus said, "You don't want me to go after the Super Dragon Balls just to use them to guarantee that Frieza will be defeated, right Whis? Because if so, it would be a completely idiotic use of the power of the Super Dragon Balls," said the god of destruction, hoping that his angel wasn't wanting him to use the power of the Super Dragon Balls as something futile in Beerus' eyes. Whis said, "No sir Beerus, I'm suggesting that you go after the Super Dragon Balls to ensure that Frieza doesn't get them, because if he can do that and knows how to speak the language of the gods, Frieza will be able to make a wish for the Super Shenron, and if I'm right, Frieza knows that you are the only one who, in the state you are in, could defeat him. Then Frieza would probably use Super Shenron's power to eliminate you or steal your powers, and if he does, no one will be able to defeat Frieza. Besides my brothers and sisters, my father and Zeno-sama," said the angel, warning Beerus, who, upon hearing that, ended up feeling a shiver down his spine, already knowing that Frieza would finish him off at the first opportunity, and this made Beerus stop eating and become very serious. Beerus said, "Now that you said it, it makes a lot of sense that Frieza would want to do something like that, and the worst thing is that I believe he would be capable of learning the language of the gods. After all, he already has the power of a deity, so learning the language of the gods, it wouldn't be difficult for Frieza to achieve," said the god of destruction before sighing heavily, because even though he didn't want to, Beerus would have to act to stop Frieza, or at least have a plan that could directly affect him. Whis said, "So should I get Bulma's Super Dragon Radar so we can go after the Super Dragon Balls?" asked the angel as he looked at his god of destruction. Beerus said, "Yes, and we're not just going after one of them to stop Frieza from trying to do anything. We're going to take advantage and get all 7 Super Dragon Balls, and we're going to leave them stored in another dimension, more precisely inside his staff. And when something happens in the future, we will be able to use it in the worst case scenario. So apparently, I will have to work a little even though it is against my will." Beerus said before sighing, because he really didn't want to do anything other than eat and watch Goku and Vegeta trying to solve the problem with Frieza, but whether he wanted to or not, Beerus would have to work a little. Whis, upon hearing Beerus' words, went to where Bulma was and explained everything to her, who agreed and gave the Super Dragon Radar to Whis. Then she finished the new Dragon Radar and gave it to Goku, who at that moment was ready to leave the 7th universe. Goku said, "It's a good thing this Dragon Radar is capable of scanning the entire universe at once, because otherwise it wouldn't take long for me to find these 2 new Dragon Balls," Whis said while looking at the dragon's new radar, which was very similar to the first one that Bulma had created in the past. Bulma said, "I used the same technology that I used to create the Super Dragon Radar, but this new radar is focused on an energy not as large as that of the Super Dragon Balls, so it will be easier for you to find it. And using teleportation you will be able to find the Dragon Balls quickly. Use this here to help you locate the Dragon Balls in an easier way." Bulma said as she picked up and handed him a scouter, similar to the one Vegeta had in the past when he was an evil Saiyan. Goku said, "Okay, so I wish you and Beerus good luck, and I hope you manage to get all the Super Dragon Balls before Frieza, otherwise we will be in real danger," said the Saiyan while looking at Bulma and then at Whis, who already had the Super Dragon radar in his hands. Whis said, "I say the same, Mr. Goku. I hope you can find these 2 Dragon Balls to summon Taranbo and fulfill your desire to possess a technique capable of making you more powerful," we said while looking at the Saiyan, who just nodded positively at the angel. Goku then used his teleportation and managed to reach one of the planets where one of the Dragon Balls was located, and as soon as he got there, Goku put on the scouter, and after a few minutes he managed to find the sphere that was a few meters below the Earth. Goku fired some spheres of ki on the ground, making the sphere visible. Then Goku removed the sphere from the Earth. Goku said, "This Dragon Ball is very similar to the Dragon Balls on planet Earth. Could this other wishing dragon be a relative of Shenron? I don't know, but from the information I have in this scouter, this other dragon is called Trombo or Taranbo. I don't know exactly which one is right, but I know that it will help me get stronger and get a technique to defeat Frieza and that new transformation from him. Well, now it's time to go after the other sphere. If this sphere is the 2-star sphere and there are only 2 Dragon Balls of that type, then the other is the 1-star sphere," Goku said while looking at the 2-star Dragon Ball in his hand, which was much smaller than the Dragon Balls on planet Earth. Goku flew out again and advanced towards the other planet where the other Dragon Ball was, and halfway along the way he ended up bumping into some ships that belonged to Frieza's army. Goku saw that they were invading one of the planets, and Goku, upon seeing this, ended using his power to destroy the ships and defeat some soldiers and leave the rest injured, and in doing so Goku flew back across the universe until he reached the planet where the other Dragon Ball was, and it was under a lake, which it's very simple for Goku to get the sphere. Goku said, "Now I have the 2 Dragon Balls and I can go back to planet Earth, but I think I'll stay here for a while. This planet appears to be ideal. It will be a good place to train and probably no one will try to disturb me, so it will be right here where I will train and where I will also summon this Dragon of Desires." Goku spoke and went close to a cave large enough for him to use one of the capsules to make a house appear. This capsule was made by Bulma. Then Goku left the cave and placed the spheres together on the ground. Goku looked at the spheres and then at his scouter where some words began to appear, and with it he began to recite the chant to summon the dragon, and soon both spheres glowed and then an explosion of light happened, making a large dragon appear. His name was Trombo. When the dragon appeared, Goku was surprised to see that it was very different from the other wish dragons that Goku knew. Taranbo said, "You, the being who summoned me, can only make one wish, so think carefully and tell me what your wish is." The wishing dragon spoke in a completely different language. Goku's scouter was translating for him. Goku spoke, "I wish you to teach me a technique that is capable of combining with Ultra Instinct so that I can defeat Black Frieza." Goku spoke. The scouter translated his words into the language of the wishing dragon, who, upon hearing it, shook his head subtly, showing that he had understood. Taranbo spoke, "Your wish is in order," said the dragon, and then his eyes shone and suddenly his body turned to light and the Dragon Balls spread again. Goku wasn't understanding anything at that moment because he hadn't learned any technique, but before he could say anything his eyes started to burn, which made Goku fall to the ground screaming in pain. After a few seconds the pain disappeared, and when Goku opened his eyes again he was seeing nothing, as he had been completely blinded and his other senses had been greatly weakened, but the technique he sought was now in his mind. With that we end today's video. If you want to see the continuation of this incredible story, leave a lot of likes on the video and comment, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. So see you another day, guys.